What's up? I'm finally getting a chance to work on the van some. So got some additional parts from Rock Auto, the axle flanges, the axle seals, and the pinion seal, some RTV. And the bearings were just fine. Another thing I grabbed up at the parts house is a couple of brake lines. So I'm hoping to work on this rear axle. I'm gonna clean this thing up while I'm waiting for my son-in-law to help put the seals in and stuff. But until then, clean it up with this wire wheel. Tested a spot there, it works perfect. It cleaned up really well down to bare metal. I'm gonna figure out what paint I want to use, but I think I'm gonna wait to paint it after we get these seals in and put it all back together. I still have to clean up this. It's completely greasy. Of course, I want to clean up the backing plates and all the hardware. This little trim tag here, it's a Ford 9-inch with a 3.50 gear. For this middle, I'm just going to use Purple Power in this stiff brush here until it's clean. While cleaning this thing up, now I have a question. Was this thing originally orange? Look at this. So maybe I can repaint it that same color. It'd be cool looking. Yeah, after rinsing this thing off good, it's definitely originally orange. So I'm gonna find some orange to go with the black. Special guest star in the video today, Bailey, my son-in-law. He's gonna help me seal this thing up, new seals. I hope these are right. Let's take a look at what's in here now. We're gonna get these out with this special tool here that I ordered from Amazon. Cheap.
No, that's a medieval torture device, Kevin. It's gonna work like that some kind of way, so we look like we know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, we're pros.
Here, switch on there. You pull it.
We may have been going too far in and picking up a lip that's on the inside of the axle instead of the seal itself. So this time I'm being careful just to go inside just far enough to actually get the seal. I'm going to go in the downward direction. Yeah!
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that right there, y'all. This is probably even an original Ford seal, because if you wipe this off right here, if you look at it in the light, you can see part number. And it even has Ford stamped in super tiny letters on the side. Don't know if it'll come in on camera.
Yep, there it is.
But when you take and compare the two, hold on, let me get back in frame here. These two are identical. You put them together, they look like the same seal. You know, put them that way, looks identical.
Instead of going by make and model, I just went into Rock Auto and typed in that part number. That way I got the right one.
As a smart person should do.
Oh, thank you.
Well, the reason I say that is because Ford made this axle from 1957 to 1986. I'm thinking right. And they put it, I mean, this axle was in everything from trucks, cars, obviously vans. And I've seen it on, like, if you've ever been on a job site for when they're paving a road, they got a big machine with a giant brush. Those have 9-inch axles under them.
Really?
Yeah.
And so if we look inside this, I'm going to turn on the camera's flash. And there is a lip inside here, and that's probably what we were against.
I'll bet money we were hooking right in there. That's exactly what we were doing.
All right, Bailey's got a big impact socket.
That's how I used to do it.
Biggest one I got.
Rebuilding these in barns is how I was taught. Fun fact, I was 12 years old when I built my first 9-inch. Yeah, I don't know what my dad was thinking either. Approval of man.
One down.
Did you know that the 9-inch is actually not the only axle to drop out third member? Companies such as Toyota, I think, still uses them in some applications today. And then some other companies to name, such as Suzuki, use them in their 6-inch ring gear variants of axles. From the Suzuki Samurai, the Grand Vitara, the Geo Tracker is a big one. Toyota uses them in an 8-inch, that style of ring gear, in an 8-inch configuration. And those are strong axles just for what they are. But I'm no historian. I'll do tap. Trust me?
Yeah.
No, you don't trust me. Ah! Got it.
I'll never see it again.
Yeah, that just actually went under Kevin's toolbox. Common rail Cummins. It'd just be too much, really, to put in there. It would have been a full front end suspension rework. Where'd the little tank hammer go? For something like this, we're using a 32mm socket and a body hammer. This is not hard. Sure, people may think we're hacked for this. I don't care. Do you care, Kevin?
Not at this point.
No, I mean, I don't really care either way, because we're doing it. What do you think people did before they had these tools? People that couldn't afford these tools. I mean, granted, this is a cheap. Wait a minute. This is a cheap tool to buy. You can pick them up for $5 at a parts store.
These are both Harbor Freight junks.
Yeah, I mean, they're just cheap tools from Harbor Freight, but this is doable. Okay, so let's talk third members. This is our third member right here. This is the third member of the Sir Crunch YouTube channel. Not a channel. So, pinion seal's leaking. You gotta take these 5 bolts out of this piece right here. And then, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this yoke off. This piece here is called a yoke. Gotta take what's called the pinion nut off. And then, this just slides out. This comes out. And if you're wondering for a part number, part number is 7044NA. Because I do that because pinion seals wear out faster than axle seals in my experience.
I hope this is the right pinion.
The right pinion seal. Look at that. That's all there is to it. Get in there. Ta-da! Okay. That's the pinion nut. It's not even hot.
You know it's going to need a love tap.
Yep. Let's get the famous body hammer lines.
We were unable to pop this thing off with a hammer, so we went and got a steering wheel puller for rent at O'Reilly, and we're going to see if this contraption we put in works. We got, you know, these are unthreaded, so we had to put nuts on the back side. So let's pray that this works.
Right there.
Yeah.
Watch it.
All right, so finally that thing's off after about 1 hour of work.
That was a solid hour. There is no exaggeration in that. I'd show proof.
Because we had to leave in the old Monty here and go get the pieces.
Just your typical shop car, dude. Nothing special.
This is the piece we want to take off and replace. And it is right there.
What this seal does, it just goes in just like that. Okay, we're back. I had to take a little screwdriver here, and I don't care what anybody says, this is normal. The seal's in there. I had to push this back down on there, and we took the seal and our lucky hammer, or this is not a seal, screwdriver, and we just made us a lip here, tapping it all the way as we went. We'll take these pliers and just yank this, whatever this is called, I can't pull the word to brain right now, seal. We'll see if we can't just pull it right out. You should throw that across the yard and find it with the lawnmower.
Okay, so the purpose of us taking this off is to seal it.
That's what Daddy wanted right there. Okay. Now, that's literally the only thing. There's no paper seal like the axle flange seals we have over there. This is just a piece of metal. Like, and so
A dab of RTV on that, maybe? Or what?
what we can do,
A little smear?
yeah, just take a paper towel. I'm gonna wipe this dirty surface right here. This is your pinion gear. That is very large. Now, what you can do is there's a math equation. You count your teeth on your pinion, count your teeth on your ring gear, do some fancy magical stuff on the cell phone, and then that tells you your gear ratio. But we've got a gear ratio tag, so we don't really care about counting. Plus, I can't count past 10 without taking my boots off. So, clean that surface off. You ain't got to put nothing on these either. You just smack them in, and just...
Yep, and I cleaned this up.
I'm squeezing this really hard.
You let that skin before you put it on.
So we had to look back at a picture that we took of the differential before we started this. I'm being a bad helper here. I'm just moving the camera without permission, but it'll be okay. He'll be over it. Just like that. Put the seal, got it all the way in there, sitting nice and flush. You know about that?
Are we going to use a seal or just RTV?
Do you have a seal?
Yeah.
You put a thin bit right here, seal, and then thin around it like we did that one.
Okay. We put some black RTV under and over that seal, and then we're going to drop the member onto those studs.
We're gonna set this down in here. Ain't but one way to do it, and that's just manhandle it. So I'm gonna grab the sides if you grab the pinion. Gently go down. All right, I need you to start putting a little bit more pull to it, okay? Okay. There's that side. Let me take Mr. Happy here. Give it a tap. What's that too? I'll go ahead and set this other one up on there. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good idea. You know, I came up with it. I'm pretty good at those, you know?
Sure. All right.
Lord, don't strike me dead standing next to him. You remember which way the e-brake cable goes?
Yeah.
It goes forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I sandblasted the back of these and I painted the center. I'll paint the rest of the backing plate later. So this is going to go on like this. This is the short one. Bailey, thank you, man. We got this thing all sealed up and ready to degrease again and paint.
Again.
Yes.
Once you handle the painting part, you obviously know what you're doing.
Our hands aren't greasy, are they?
No, my hands are actually clean. I'm actually about to go to a fancy restaurant.
Fancy restaurant, steakhouse,
Downtown.
crab legs.
Filet mignon. No, this came together really nice.
So it's getting late, so tomorrow I guess I'll do the painting.
Past the youngin's bedtime, that's for sure.